Hello everyone, welcome to the class. Students, in last lecture, we started the chapter What is Democracy? Why Democracy? And we discussed about the meaning of democracy and features of the democracy. So the very first feature was that the major decisions are taken by the elected representative. We discussed it with the example of Pakistan. And the second feature is that there should be free and fair electoral competition. It means people should get fair opportunity to elect their representative. And today we will discuss the third feature of democracy, that is everybody should have the equal choice to elect their representative. It means they should get this right on the equal basis. Universal adult franchising. I think all of you have listened about this. What do you mean by universal adult franchising? It means all the adult person in the country, they should have the right to vote without any discrimination on the basis of their religion, their sex, their gender, etc. So today we will discuss this feature of democracy. Let us start. This is one person, one vote and one value. What does it mean? It means every citizen should have one vote and every vote should carry one value. It means the choice and opportunity to the people to change the current ruler is available to all the people on equal basis. No one can deny their right to vote. And do you know, in some country there is denial of equal right to vote? The first example is of Saudi Arabia. Until 2015, in Saudi Arabia, women didn't have the right to vote. Even till last year, even their women, they don't have any right to drive the cars. Last year they got this right in Saudi Arabia. According to Estonia, citizenship rules, Russian minority find it difficult to get the right to vote. But have you seen this in our country? Whether the people belong to any religion, any caste, any community, everybody has equal right to vote. But in Estonia, this was not followed. In the same way, in Fiji, the vote of an indigenous Fiji has more value. It means this feature was violated over there, that their vote didn't carry equal value. So this way we cannot say that these countries, they followed the democracy. Now the next feature is that the exercise to right to vote, it should be bounded by the rules of our constitution. It should be exercised by the constitution. How? Rule of law and respect for rights. First thing, what do you mean by rule of law? Rule of law means everybody is equal before law. Whether he is a rich person or he is a poor person. Everybody is equal before law. And there should be respect for their rights. We will read about these rights in other chapter. Those are our fundamental rights. So everyone is equal before law and a democratic government rules within limits set by constitutional law and citizen rights. Do you know that constitution was not followed in Zimbabwe and their citizens didn't get the rights? How? We will read here. Zimbabwe, it attained independence in 1980 and since then country has been ruled by ZANU-PF. That led the freedom struggle. This party led the freedom struggle over there. Its leader Robert Mugabe ruled the country and elections were held regularly, but those were won by ZANU-PF. And President Mugabe was popular, but he used unfair means in election. His government changed the constitution several times to increase the power of president and make him less accountable. What is the meaning of accountable? Accountable means answerable. Whatever he did, he was not answerable for his work. And do you know, in India there is a very long procedure for the amendment in constitution. There opposition party workers were harassed and their meeting disrupted. And in a democratic country, you know, opposition, it is known as a watchdog for the government working. Public protests against government were declared illegal. A law limited the right to criticize the president. Even television and radio were controlled by the government and journalists were harassed. So whatever we read here, that the opposition party worker was harassed, public protest was declared illegal. Do you know that these features should be there in a democratic country? All these things should not be followed in a democratic country, because every citizen should have the right to express his opinion. So this was about the what is democracy and what are the features of democracy. Now the next topic, that why democracy? Why should we opt for democracy? Right? Do you know that there are some arguments against democracy also? So today we will discuss the arguments which are against democracy. See, why democracy? Arguments against democracy. And with this I will tell you about its how it favored the democracy, because you know that every statement has the positive as well as its negative aspect. Leaders keep changing, this leads to instability. Yes, leaders keep on changing in democratic countries, but do you know, in this way every time they have the fear that if they will not work properly in next election, they will be removed by the people. Second, it is all about political competition and power play. And there is no scope for morality. Yes, somehow it is there, but do you know, in democratic country, election commissions are there. And do you know, chief of election commission, it is elected by president. And if once he is elected, it is difficult for the president to remove him. So, next one is, so many people have to be consulted in democracy and it leads to delay. Right? That in democratic country that there is a very long process to take any decision. But do you know, when we will consult so many people, so there will be less chances of mistakes. Next one is, elected leaders do not know the best interest of the people. With the elected leaders, they have to know the best interest of the people. Otherwise, in next election, they will not be elected in a democratic country. Democracy leads to corruption. Yes, sometimes corruption is there, but in democracy, as we know, that rule of law is followed. So even the very popular politicians, they are also behind the bars these days. The next one is, ordinary people don't know what is good for them. But at present, ordinary people are also the enlightened citizens. So as we read about this, that argument against democracy, actually these are not the arguments against democracy. These are just some basic problems, right? So today we will stop our topic here only. Hope all of you have understood this. Thank you and have a nice day.